As a quick recap, I'm going to talk a little bit about, what brought us here, and I am not going to go into the investigative details that brought us to where we're at today because there is still much work to be done. There's still interviews to be had. There's still search warrants to be run, so we won't be going into those individual details. As you all know, less than 2 days ago, the Cedar Park Police Department received a tip and a photograph of a child with injuries. There was no identifying information in that photo. There was, however, in the tip, the identifying information of Megan Work. Through investigative work at the patrol level, officers were able to locate Ms. Work, who was homeless at the time and staying at a person's house here in Cedar Park. When officers confronted Ms. Work with the concerns that were relayed to us and the photograph, Ms. Work gave an account that was not consistent with the circumstances. We involved another police agency in checking out her story, and it didn't check out. Ms. Work then gave a second account of why she couldn't produce little Colton. That did not check out. Ms. Work finally gave a third account of why she couldn't produce little Colton. That did not check out. Through the investigative process, talking to witnesses, and the investigative work by the joint team, this investigation, unfortunately, has led us from looking for a missing child to a suspicious death, homicide, potential homicide, under the jurisdiction of the Austin Police Department. At 2:05 this afternoon, the remains of a small child were discovered in southeast Austin, and your stations were there, so you're aware of the location and the time. We have every reason to believe that the remains of that child are those of little Colton Turner. I think it's really important to highlight the fact that within hours of getting the initial information that there was concern about the welfare of a child here in Cedar Park, the FBI was in this room working with us in a command post environment. Within hours of that, the Texas Rangers and other members of DPS were in this room in a command post environment working with us for the welfare of this child. The second there was a potential nexus to potential foul play in the city of Austin, the Austin Police Department was here in this room in a command post environment working with us. It has been a long, sleepless couple of days for many members of this department. This thing has gone from a concern and a suspicious photograph to the recovery of a body in less than 48 hours. That would not have happened without the kind of teamwork that we experience in this region. At this time, I'm going to turn over the mic to Chief of Police Art Acevedo from the Austin Police Department, as the Cedar Park Police Department is now picking up a support role in this investigation. As stated, we are no longer looking for a missing child in Cedar Park, but instead investigating a death and disposal of a body in Austin. So with that, Art.
Thanks, Chief Maddox. First of all, I'd like to just say thank you to the men and women of the Cedar Park Police Department, especially the patrol officers that took that initial call, that didn't just try to document a simple report or simple entry, but took it upon themselves to dig quickly, dig deeply, and I think without your leadership and the excellence of your department, we wouldn't be here today talking about where we go next. I also want to thank the FBI, who is a phenomenal partner here in this region, that brought everything to bear, including a lot of their specialized units, and Dan Powers will talk about that, and obviously the Texas Rangers that are just another phenomenal partner. But I was saddened today to be with the leadership cadre you see here when a body was recovered, a body believed to be little Colton Turner, whose life was cut short, if it turns out to be him, way too short. And I can just tell you all, to all the parents out there, that we're going to work diligently as a police department to bring justice to a little boy who at 2.5, almost 3 years old, should have been enjoying the summer instead of ending up potentially in a shallow grave, buried as if he were just a cat that somebody's discarding. And so from our perspective, we're going to work diligently in that regard. The person of interest is, at this time in this investigation, is his mother. And there may be other persons of interest, but I want to tell the parents that may be watching that we don't have any reason to believe that any other child is in danger as a result of this specific death and this specific event. And so I think that's really important for people to know, that we believe that we have a good grasp of this actually being Colton, and more importantly, that there is no other reason to believe that any other child should be worried as it relates to this death and this investigation. The last thing I will say in terms of this investigation is that part of our investigative process will include the history of this child, his history of this family in terms of contact with any type of agency, whether it's the Child Protective Services or any other investigative agency, to make sure there are no lessons learned, or to make sure there are no signs that were missed, because that's going to be a very important part of our investigation. So again, I want to say thank you to all the agents. I really want to say thank you to Chief Mannix, Assistant Chief Gay from our Violent Crimes Headquarters Division, for your leadership, obviously, Dan Powers and his team, Texas Rangers, but especially to those 2 patrol officers. It's really simple to just document the report. It's really simple to just move on with your day. And in this case, without that initial response from those patrol folks from the Cedar Park Police Department, we wouldn't be well on our way to bringing justice for little Colton. So thank you.
I think the chiefs just expressed the outstanding cooperation in the interagency response. Obviously with Cedar Park taking the lead and getting everybody together, and then the response from the Texas Rangers and the Austin Police Department. Many people ask, why is the FBI involved? And we're here to assist and support in the responses. The children are the future of our community, and part of that, the most vulnerable part of our society at times. We had agents involved from Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston. At this point, we'll continue to support the Austin Police Department with their investigation, and follow up with both Chief Mannix and his team here in Cedar Park, and the Texas Rangers. But the immediate response, no doubt, and the men and women here in Central Texas in uniform on the street, that with the urgent response, no doubt is the reason why the young child, 2 years of age, was at least being able to be located, and hopefully, as Chief Acevedo said, given a proper burial and provided justice.
Could you give your name, sir?
Sure. My name is Dan Powers, P as in Peter, O-W-E-R-S, and I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for the FBI here in Austin.
Questions?
What information led you to the area in southeast Austin?
So a very
As,
sad
previously
announcement
stated,
this
that is an
afternoon from the
investigative
Chief
detail
of Police,
not,
Sean
prepared to
Mannix,
release at this
up in
time.
Cedar Park, the discovery of a body near Austin's airport. And they have every reason to believe that the remains are that of 2-year-old Colton Turner, who was reported missing just a couple of days ago.